Norman, coming to you, listening to what Howaida has to say, I'd love your thoughts. And secondly, I know that you've been following very closely what's been going on in the Israeli press. Somebody, somewhere, at some level, made a decision to send elite commandos to intercept Howaida and her colleagues. Who made that decision? Was it contentious in Israel, and what does it mean to you?
Well, at least for 1 week before the attack on the flotilla, the Israelis were debating in the press, and the cabinet met several times. All the ministers of the cabinet met and had to decide how to deal with the what they seemed to think was an impending crisis. Now, they had other options, even granting for the sake of argument that they had a legitimate goal. If we grant that for the sake of argument, they could have simply disabled the propeller on the boats. They could have blocked the boats. Israel has a formidable navy. It patrols the whole Mediterranean. Surely a navy of that size could have blocked one boat from entering Gaza harbor. But at the end of the day, the option they chose was clearly the most violent, namely an armed commando raid by elite troops in the dead of night. And there are two, I think the question that arises is, why of all the options they chose that one? I think the answer is because Israel was trying to reenact the raid on Entebbe. The raid on Entebbe was a big propaganda coup for them, and it displayed all of their martial prowess. It became a major motion picture, and it became the stuff of folklore. And as it happens, Benjamin Netanyahu, the current prime minister, his brother, Jonathan Netanyahu, was the one person who was killed in the raid in Entebbe. And Ehud Barak, the defense minister, was also in his day a commando. He's known for one of the more notorious commando raids when they invaded Lebanon, or a commando raid in Lebanon, and killed a senior member of the PLO. And so they wanted to try to restore their martial prowess. They had, a few months ago, the bungling operation in Dubai. The Gaza massacre didn't really restore their martial prowess because they carried on like vandals and marauders, not like a disciplined army. They suffered a major military defeat in Lebanon in 2006. And so I think they saw this as an opportunity to carry out a raid on Entebbe type commando operation.
Score a martial victory against peace activists.
That's the irony.
Norman, the other argument is that aid will go into the hands of Hamas.
Well, Hamas has repeatedly stated that it's willing to leave over the whole rebuilding of Gaza to international agencies, that it'll stand back and from start to finish let the international agencies, let the United Nations or the other available agencies rebuild Gaza, and Hamas says it'll be a hands-off policy. And in fact, the past few months, UNRWA, Israel was allowing in a little bit of cement, and UNRWA took full responsibility of the operation from start to finish, and Israel had no complaints. That's not the issue. The issue is very straightforward. Israel said in September 2007, after the Hamas takeover, or the full takeover of Gaza, that it was not restricting the import of goods because of security needs. It was what they called economic warfare. Now you have to remember that during the attack on Gaza, the massacre in Gaza in 2008, 2009, they destroyed 23 of 28 cement factories in Gaza. They destroyed the only operative flour mill in Gaza. They killed about 100,000 chickens in the chicken farms. They went after the staples, and they went after the basic means for rebuilding infrastructure, because this is a humanly created humanitarian crisis. They want to force the people of Gaza to overthrow Hamas and force them into submission. It's exactly what Ronald Reagan said with Nicaragua. We're going to wait until they cry uncle. And that's what they're doing now in Gaza.
Norman Finkelstein. There's more information at our website, GRITtv.org.
Israel terroriste! Israel terroriste!